Hi everyone and welcome back to our Saving Christmas series. In this episode we're carrying on with our game and we're making moving platforms. If you want to download all the assets to this project you can find the link in the description below, or if you want to download the game itself and have a play you can also find that link there too. So moving platforms are going to be used in my level 2. So I've created level 2 here and just by placing stuff like we did in level 1 and built this level 2 up. So I'm going to have a moving platform that goes here, and I'm going to have another one that goes here and another one that goes over here. Okay, so I need to make those 3 moving platforms. So the trick to this is I'm going to make one moving platform with a spline. If you want more detail about how to create moving platforms, I've got a whole video, several videos about how to use splines to accomplish this, so check them out. So we're going to go through and get started with this. I'm going to create a new blueprint class and choose new actor. And we'll call this one moving platform. I'm going to open this up and going to add a static mesh to our actor. And I'm going to choose a rock type, and we'll use the cliff. This one. Nope. This one. The one I'm looking for is quite small. There we go. We'll use this one. Okay. So it's quite a small little moving platform. Alongside that, I'll also need a spline. So search for spline and add that to your list. So the spline is what's going to handle the path that this thing will take. And it's going to simply just move back and forth on this spline. So on the event graph, on begin play, we're going to tell this thing to start moving and moving along that spline. So for this will be using a timeline. And this would be platform position. And this timeline is simply going to go between 0 and 1 as indicating the position on the spline. So I need a float, and I'm going to call this one position. Left shift and click to create my first point of 0, 0, and my next point of let's do 3 and a value of 1. The length I want to make sure is the same as that, so make that 3. So it's going to take 3 seconds to go from one end to the other. I'm going to close my timeline and let's put it in here. So on begin play, we're going to push play there. And, oh sorry, I want to also make this loop, don't I? So let's put in another point here for 6 and 0. And we'll make it loop. Just hit the loop button. Change the length back to 6. So all of it's covered. And click compile. Okay, so that's going to loop. So from the timeline, we've now got the position going between 0 to 1, then back down to 0. So all I want to do is drag my spline out and get length, get the spline's length, and then I want to multiply that by the position. And what that will do is give me the exact position of distance along a certain spline. In this case, this spline. So I'm going to go get location at distance along spline point. And I'll leave it as local. And because it is local, that means I want to set my static mesh to a relative location. So set relative location, plug it into the update, and the target is into a new location. The target is a new location into return value. Hit compile, and let's add that into the scene. So I'm going to drag it in here at the start just so I can see it working. And when you place it in, you'll see the little spline point. I can now move that to where I want it to go, hit play, and away it goes. And it should bounce back. And there we have one moving platform. Now at the moment it's quite harsh. It will stop and go very abruptly, almost mechanical. I'm going to make that a bit softer. So I'm going to go into my timeline, click on this middle point here, right click and change it to auto. I'm going to do that for all of them to get a nice curve. You see this curve here? And this will increase the tangent of our individual points. So what that means is you get a nice softer return. So now I've made it, let's place it into the world. So I'm just going to delete that one there, and I'll place it to where I want it. So I want one here, so I'm going to drag this out and position it like so, and I'm going to put the end position there. Let's move that there, like there we go. So I'm going to get a spline point there, that's all that matters. Next we're going to go over here and put it here. And you're going to move that to the other end over here. And then finally I've got one over this side. I'll make this one a bit bigger, just because. Find the spline and then move it to where you want it to go. Okay, so I've hit play now, and let's test this out. So I've got my normal floating platforms here, goblins to avoid, and oh, get my moving platform, go across, and wait for this one to arrive. Oh, missed it. God. Get back over there. Okay. Don't know why it's not moving. Maybe it's not the nav mesh. Fix that in a bit. And up it goes to pick up the present. And we've got another one over here. Let's test the last one. And pick up that present there. And there we have it. We've got the moving platforms working just fine. So that's kind of it there. If you want to make the platforms pause at the end, all we have to simply do is go to the timeline here and add more points to it. So we're going to add a point here for a time of let's do another 2 seconds on the end of it, value of 0. And this is going to be a linear one, like so, so it makes it flat. And we're going to get another one over here. Okay, this one to be, let's do -2, value of 0. And I'm just going to select all those and shift those along. Roughly there. Cool. So now we've got a pause for 2 seconds at the end of their spline. Which should make these ones a bit easier to get, the ones that you're facing the camera. Pick up the presents. There we go. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed that one. In the next episode, we're going to do a bit more work on our Okay, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. In the next episode, we're going to start work on the actually exiting and entering the new levels. So when you pick up all 3 presents, how do you actually get out of here onto the next level? So join us in the next part to watch that. Thanks very much for watching, and big thank you to all my patrons for their support. Wouldn't be doing this without you guys, so thank you so much, and Merry Christmas to every single person. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and don't forget that little notification bell in order to catch every single episode as they arrive. Thanks very much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.